everyone, I'm Lori.
I'm Jana.
And we're gonna make holiday treats today. And all the things we're making are really easy, just simple ingredients, not a lot of things, not a lot of time involved, and also not a lot of tools or special things that you need. So they're really easy and fun to make, so you can make them for yourself. That's the best option.
Yeah,
make them
just make them for yourself.
Yeah, just make them for yourself.
Holidays are all about you.
Share them if your mom makes you.
So today we're making 3 different things. We're going to be doing some candied popcorn. We're going to do some sweet snaps, otherwise known as Rolos on a pretzel.
Yeah,
Nobody gets that fancy. And homemade peanut butter cups using an ice cube tray. Here we go.
It's going to be awesome.
All right, first up is Rolos on a pretzel. Things you're going to need for this one. Grid pretzels. These ones are a little hard to find, so if you can't find these ones, just the like regular twisty ones will work too. Rolos, several preferably, and M&Ms. And you'll need your baking sheet, and you put parchment paper underneath, makes them easy to pop off after they get out of the oven. So you're just going to set your pretzels down. And clearly you'll do more than 6, but for time's sake, you do those out. Don't forget to preheat your oven. I always forget to preheat the oven. This one, you only have to go to 200 degrees. So if you forgot, go stop this video right now, go preheat your oven, and then keep laying out your pretzels and Rolos. We're going to pop these in the oven 4 to 5 minutes, and we'll, until it's not like totally melty, but the chocolate looks shiny and they will have shrunk down into the pretzel a little bit. And then we'll get them topped. All right, they're looking lovely. So they're still pretty tall. They won't have smushed down all the way because that's your job now. So you take your M&M, stick it in the middle, and this is the quiet part of the baking. Smushing is always done best in silence, so these are not going to taste as good because I've been talking. And that's what's happens when you forget to turn off your timer. But luckily it's reminding you, so no worries. All right. And they look beautiful. All right. Rolos on a pretzel complete. They look delicious. Let them cool off a bit, and then we eat them.
Okay, so now we're going to make Jello popcorn balls, and this one is super fun because it's very customizable for what like colors or flavors you want. The first thing that we did is we just air popped a single batch of popcorn, so it's all ready for us in our bowl. And then now we're going to make the kind of mix that pours over it. So this was something I made all the time when I was little. Apparently it's not as common as I thought because Jana had no idea what I was talking about.
None whatsoever.
But that's okay. So we start with a glorious cup of sugar. And everything's just going to be dumped right into our saucepan. So it's super easy. And then a cup of light corn syrup. It's really intense there. Okay, and then just have like a little spatula to make sure you get all of that out of there. You can hear it sizzling already because I turned this on already to kind of speed up our process here. And then the best part, which is the fun part, or you can customize it, is you pick any kind of gelatin that you want, aka Jello mix. So we're doing cherry, so it's red and cute for holiday stuff, but you can literally do anything that you want. Or you can do a combination if you're feeling really adventurous. So you just pack all of that in there as well. And then we are going to mix this all up together. And then it'll actually come to a boil rather quickly because most of it is just straight sugar. So we're going to wait for it to come to a boil, and then you cook it for a little bit longer after that just to make sure all that sugar is dissolved, because you don't want gritty kind of sugar on your popcorn ball. You want it to be nice and smooth. So now we have a nice boil going, and if you notice, I don't know how well you can tell, but it's pretty smooth. It doesn't have like a lot of granulated sugar in it anymore. Make sure also when you're doing this that you're constantly paying attention to the bottom of your pan so it doesn't burn or anything on there. Also, side note, it smells delicious. So it's like cherry heaven in here. All right, now we're going to take it over to our popcorn. Okay, and now we just take it and drizzle it all over the popcorn. It's kind of looks like it's a zombie apocalypse right now.
A delicious zombie apocalypse, though.
Yes. Well, zombies do love their blood. Okay.
You're confused with vampires.
Oh, yeah. Zombies love brains, which have blood. It kind of looks like little blood popcorn. What am I talking about? Brain popcorn. Yeah. Burns.
Okay, now here's the part that Lori does not like.
Yeah.
While she's mixing, I'm going to take some butter and slather all over my hands, so that while we're shaping the popcorn balls, it doesn't stick to your fingers.
Perfect apocalypse.
See?
Feast bait.
Is it super gross?
A buttered human. Delicious.
Buttered human.
Buttered human.
This really is such a zombie recipe.
Yeah, buttered humans.
So for the zombie in your life,
Zombies.
here you go.
Okay, get it in there.
All right.
Get in there. It's going to be hot though, so be careful. Don't take too much, and also let it cool down a little bit before you're just grabbing it in there, because sugar gets very, very hot, and it's also sticky. So,
so grab a handful, and you're not like trying to crush the popcorn. You're just trying to get it to stick together into a ball.
That's a beautiful little zombie.
You can even make it shaped like a brain.
Yes.
This is when we need our parchment paper from our Rolo treat back. All right, that was a little small, so.
Mmm, popcorn brains.
Clearly I wasn't as dexterous with that one.
Delicious. All right, you just continue doing that until all the popcorn is gone. And then you can like wrap them in like saran wrap or whatever as little treats to give to people, or just eat it.
Yep, once they're done,
then
we eat them.
Eat them. Okay, so now we're going to make the peanut butter cups. And so this is a pretty easy recipe. For the actual outside of the peanut butter cup, we are going to use almond bark. You can use this, or you can use those candy melts that you see at stores that are colorful and like the little like discs. I just don't personally like the flavor of those, but they're perfectly good for this recipe as well. The reason you want to do this is because this chocolate is already tempered. And so tempering chocolate just is like a process, and so like it actually hardens and looks shiny and nice when it like sets up. If you melt like just regular Hershey bar or something like that, it never fully sets up, and so it doesn't get like that nice like coating, like casing for like a candy that you're making. So like a lot of things for like cake balls and things like that, this is what they're using, or those candy coating candy melts. This is really good to find at Walmart. It's kind of hard to find. It's easier around Christmas time and like that, but Walmart always carries it. And then for the filling for the peanut butter cups, we are going to use a mix of obviously peanut butter, powdered sugar, and then a little bit of butter and some vanilla. Okay, so I already kind of started filling our ice cube tray. And the nice thing about doing it in an ice cube tray, it's a little bit of an experiment for me, but if you don't have a candy mold, which most people don't, if you're only doing this for fun, these are great. Like if you already have an ice cube tray at your house, you can use that. We also just bought this one that was 2 for $1 at the dollar store, so super cheap. And what you'll do is just first you spray it pretty generously. You can see how shiny it is, so like the chocolate doesn't get stuck in there when you're trying to get it out. Fingers crossed. And then we melted our almond bark, and I have like kind of a chocolate pot that does that for me, but you can also just do the microwave or the stovetop. Just be careful when you're doing it, if you're especially in the microwave, doing it at really short increments, like 30 seconds at a time, and then stir it. The other thing with chocolate to remember is that it does hold its shape, kind of like with our Rolos that we did earlier. They were melted, but they still looked like standing up like a Rolo. And so you do have to stir the chocolate to make sure that it is actually melting. Don't just look at it and think it's not melted, because it's not all smooth and liquid looking, because it's going to hold its shape. So I'll finish filling this, and then we'll show you how to make the filling.
All right, next up is the filling. So for this one, we've got 3 cups of powdered sugar in this bowl. We've got half of our butter. We're gonna use a whole stick of butter. It's half a cup. And it needs to be softened. So you'll want it to get it out of the fridge or the freezer ahead of time. And then in this one, it's just 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla. So we're just gonna do a little tiny splash. That's about it. And then we've got a 3/4 cup here of peanut butter. Now, I recommend that if you have a hand mixer at home, use it, because peanut butter and powdered sugar, like, this is going to be a lot of hand mixing.
I would be careful though, because that's just going to fly up.
Yeah, if you're doing this with like a Bosch or a KitchenAid or whatever, like, do it slow. Get a cover thing on it if you've got that attachment. Use a spatula to get all the peanut butter out of here. Slash an assistant. So mixing it by hand, you're just going to kind of, oh, see, we made a little cloud there. Just do it kind of little bits at a time. Start working in the butter too. That'll help.
More smooshing.
Yep. In silence.
All right.
Maybe a bigger bowl.
That could have been helpful.
We'll come back. And we're back. My hand feels like it's broken, but the peanut butter is mixed. So you're just going to take small pieces and you're going to roll it up like you did when you were a kid playing with Play-Doh. If you want them really full, you can leave them big. Otherwise, you just get them into about the size that'll fit into ice cube trays. And plop it in there.
Am I talking? Okay, we're talking now. Just kidding. All right, so now that all the little peanut butter things are in there, we're just gonna top it off with some more chocolate. I'm just literally eyeballing what I'm putting in there, and we'll see how it looks. So, and with the chocolate after that, you're just gonna kind of tap it down so it kind of covers. So you can see where like you need more chocolate and everything to cover it then. And then you'll just wait probably like 15 minutes, maybe longer, for that to harden. And you'll know when it hardens because it will lose some of that shine. And then you can kind of also just like kind of tap the top with your fingers to make sure it's totally set. All right, so here they are just totally filled and with it tapped down so it's all nice and smooth on the top. And so now you can just wait for them to set up. You can also just pop it in the freezer too if you're feeling impatient, but make sure you watch them closely so they don't like actually totally freeze and they're hard to get out of the tray. Okay, so we just took them out of the freezer. They're just in there for a little while. And now we're just going to put something on top of them and flip them and hope that they come out. You can wiggle them, beat them up a little bit. All right, well, some of them are coming out, so cool. All right, well, and that is what they end up looking like. Perfect. Should we cut into one of them? And now
we eat them.
we eat it. Awesome.
That's good.